legendary Lexus GS-F. Now the F series is the first in production for the GS, came out in 2015. Now big shout out to Bullet's Garage. Check out his Instagram below for letting us review his car today. Now this car comes with a naturally aspirated V8 engine, a dual overhead cam aluminum block. The specs on this bad boy, you have 467 horsepower and 389 pound-feet of torque. Now mind you, this comes with titanium valves and it has forged connecting rods. So this is nothing to mess with. This is a beautiful four-door saloon, and it's got a lot of customized parts on it as well, which we'll go over during this review. Well, the first thing you can notice about this vehicle is obviously the stance. If you can see, there's barely any wheel gap on this car. The reason for that is the owner put in CHK coilover suspension with Swift springs. Now, not only does it ride better than factory, it looks better than factory, and he can always adjust it depending on the tire and wheel package setup he's using. So when that owner goes to the drag strip and puts some drag radials on, he can adjust the ride height so that thick, beefy, juicy drag radials don't rub this beautiful quarter panel that was ceramic coated. This car is very, very clean. There's also some other small additions to this car. As you guys can see, there's some window tints throughout the whole car. All the windows are tinted. You have vinyl wrap on the roof, which gives it a nice contrasting color to the car. And for you GSF, RCF lovers, I'm pretty sure you guys noticed that the whole trim is black, including the mirrors. Now factory, there is chrome trim and the mirrors are a gunmetal color, but the owner did not like that at all, and I agree with him. This looks much better and it gives the car a much better contrast. So all that is vinyl wrapped. You guys can see likewise the quarter panel right here with the legendary F logo. This was touched up with some vinyl wrap as well to give it a little bit more character, and I love it. I gotta say, I really like the small additions here to the vehicle. Up front, as you guys can see, there's some more vinyl wrapping which was done. This is a testing phase right now. We're seeing what we can do with these headlights to give them a little bit more character again. But overall, the car looks really good. The white and the black contrast each other very well. Now V8s sound great, this is no exception, but in factory form this was quite muted, okay? And for a naturally aspirated V8, you wanted to roar, you want to hear all that glory. So the owner had a custom Catback exhaust installed, beautiful welds, I've seen it personally, and it maintains that factory look of the GSF with the oval pipes, which are offset a little bit. Under the hood we have a V8 motor, naturally aspirated. Some say it's a dying breed. Most of these new cars have twin turbo V8s, such as Mercedes and BMW. And if we go into the domestic market with Chevy and Ford, everybody's going V8 supercharged. So this is a highly, highly reliable, naturally aspirated car that still sounds amazing and it still performs pretty darn good. The owner of this car pretty much just has an oil catch can here, and then he has a drop-in air filter. So this vehicle stops on a dime, and the reason for that is it has Brembo brakes all around. It has 6-piston, 14.9-inch brakes in the front, and if you come around back, it is running 13.5-inch rotors with 4 pistons in the back, Brembo. Wheels themselves are made by BBS, and they are forged, lightweight, and very strong. And on top of that, we have a 275 width tire in the back, which holds down the power just right. One last thing, the owner put some wheel spacers all around the car. Now these are not the bolt-on wheel spacers, these are the ones that attach to the hub with extended studs. So as you can see, the fitment on this vehicle is much better than it was factory. So it's not tucking, it's actually right there where the fender is. All right, guys, we are in the GS-F. And I gotta tell you, it's a nice place to be. It's definitely a little bit luxurious here. We got everything leather. We have Alcantara on pretty much all the touch points. The seats look amazing. Carbon fiber throughout the whole interior. Definitely looks nice. All right, well, let's just get right into it. I'm gonna turn this into Sport Plus mode. All right, so we got a nice open road here, and we're just gonna open it up. So here we go. Let's see what this thing has. Oh my God, Jesus! This thing rips, and it sounds phenomenal. So as you guys could saw, that was probably around 85 miles an hour there. It's got paddle shifters, so you can keep control of the car and what gear you want to be in. It's got heads-up display. Definitely a nice car. So, as you guys already know, it has 467 horsepower, 389 pound-feet of torque. The 0 to 60 of this thing is 4.5 seconds, depending on the driver. But this thing sounds amazing. We're gonna go on an open road here. Right now the display, the gauge cluster right here looks phenomenal. I love the colors. It's all digital display. Looks really nice. And we're stuck behind the truck. The visibility of this car is excellent. Big windows, no obstructions. The steering feels pretty light. I would expect it to be a little... I would expect the steering to have a little bit more oomph to it. It's fairly light. This car does not have different settings for the suspension / steering. It is just one suspension setting in factory form. Although this has coilovers, the factory suspension on this model year did not have any adjustability. I believe the newer models come with different settings for the suspension, soft comfort that you can adjust the dampening on. But 8-speed transmission here. This is a torque converter transmission. It is not a dual clutch, but it seems to be doing pretty good as we're going to downshift here a few gears. Really good. I don't know, a lot of people talk crap about torque converter transmissions, but this works really well. I believe the new BMW M5 also comes with torque converter transmission, so it goes to say people are switching back to torque converters for some obvious reasons. Heads-up display is awesome. You can see the RPMs and your miles per hour. The seats are really nice. They're really bucket. Feel pretty planted. But the coilovers ride really well. We have them. I believe there's about 18 settings on the coilovers, and we are right around the middle with this setup he has going on. All right, let's see what it's got. Ooh, chirp. Launching this car from first gear is like a dream come true. This thing just hauls ass. Granted, it doesn't have that much torque. It puts the power down really well. It spins just a little bit, makes it a little bit dramatic with the tail end dancing a little bit. But it's a solid build car, as you can imagine, for the amount of money you're paying for it. Just moves. Transmission shifts like a dream. It just, you put your pedal down, you put the foot to the floor and this thing's going, and it is efficient. It's not wheel spinning, it's not doing things you don't want it to do. It's just simple direct input, you get a direct output. Very lovely. But the brakes feel really good. He has also, I forgot to mention in the video, that he upgraded the brake pads into Tom's racing pads. So definitely an aggressive pad, but the brake pedal's there and you don't get no mush or anything. I could drive this all day, and this car can handle driving like this all day. There's nothing, no supercharger that's going to be overheating, no turbo heat soak. This thing's just gonna keep going and going until it can't, and that's not gonna happen. All right, guys, I'm gonna do a quick first gear pull here from rolling first gear, and that's gonna pretty much conclude this video for you guys today. This little short review. We're gonna be doing it from about 20 miles an hour here. This is fun, guys. Rear wheel drive is the way to go. Big shout out to Bullet's Garage for the review, and I definitely really like this car. So stay tuned, guys, for the next video. Give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already.